Alicia, and this video is quite different from anything I've filmed before, honestly, but I'm really excited about this process and I really thought I should take you through it all. I saw Therese do a video on this, so shout out to Therese, when she built her stables, and I loved watching it and seeing all the progress they made along the way, so I figured I would do the same thing when we build my stables. So yes, I am building stables. I don't know how far along they will be once this is posted. I assume I'll do a few parts of this, but I'm just going to show you what we've done at the moment. We haven't actually started building things, we're just pulling down things, but I'm just going to take you out and show you. Okay, so here is my house here, and I'm just walking down into, this is our main paddock. The horses aren't in this paddock at the moment, but just so you guys can get a kind of an idea of where we are. Yeah, so I'm walking down here, right? There's a chicken coop there that we don't use anymore because they're out near my tack shed, or my current tack shed. Then we have this cubby house and a trampoline. So unfortunately I didn't get a video of the swings, but Dad took the swings down yesterday when I was not home. So this is what it looks like at the moment, and I'll explain what is kind of happening. So there was a swing set here and 4 concrete blocks keeping all the posts in. There are the posts there. So the swing set is now out. The next step, which Dad and I are doing this afternoon, is taking down the cubby house, which the cubby house will still be used later on, but I'll explain that in a second. And then obviously just moving the trampoline. But the plan is currently the stables is going to go here. Now the stables were going to be put over there where that little pen is, but we decided that this would work better because we're going to incorporate the chicken coop and also the cubby house after we take it apart a bit. So I'm sorry about the wind. Okay, so I'm sorry if the wind's bad, but yeah. So what we're going to do is the stables is going to start about here kind of thing, so there's this gap from here to the fence, and then it will go down to approximately about here, we're in front of this hedge kind of thing. So it's only going to be 2 stalls because obviously I have 2 horses. It's going to have a veranda out the front so we can have a little covered area to stand and to tack the horses up. And on top of that, eventually, I don't know when this will be done, but this is going to be the cross tie area. So as I said, the stables is going to start about there kind of thing. I'm going to have 1 set of cross ties here, and then another one in the veranda area from one pole of the stall to the pole of the veranda. And yeah, so that's what that's going to look like. Then we are going to take down, we haven't really figured this out completely, but we're going to do something about the fencing here and take it down so it's easier to access for the horses. And we're going to extend the fence from here out along to meet up with the stables and to have a little fenced in area up in front of it. So there is a tap here as well, which we may also turn the cross tie area into a wash bay eventually, but that's not really in the plans as of yet. The main thing is to get the stables up, and then eventually this will get converted. Now this is a chicken coop, so I'll walk in it. It's quite a big chicken coop. So what this is going to be is my tack shed. So obviously the flooring is not quite gonna be what it's like, but this is what inside here looks like. We will close off all of this, and so it's not open. And then if I walk in here, we have the little laying box kind of area. So what my plans is for here is for this to be where I put all my grains, so all my supplements and their daily feed, not hay or anything. So obviously we'll clean all this up. It's got chicken poo all over it. We'll get rid of that, change the flooring and everything, and put all my feeds in here because this will easily fit all my feeds. Like, I don't have that much feed, so this will easily fit all my feed apart from hay. Then out here, once we close all this in, it will be my tack room. So it's a pretty decent size. It's a lot bigger than my tack room at the moment, and I'm gonna have plenty of room. Come on, dogs. Charlie, Willow, come on. And then where the cubby house is being used, We're going to put it, I am not sure yet, we were talking about just putting it next to the tack shed slash chicken coop, what it is at the moment. But anyway, it'll go somewhere around in this vicinity, and it will be where I store all my hay, because it'll obviously, we're not going to keep the veranda or anything, just the little house in area. So it's obviously a cubby house, but we can stack all the hay up along here. We have heaps of room to stack hay because we don't really buy much hay as like altogether, like a bulk amount of hay. But if normally we only buy about 4 bales at a time, but once this is in works, we'll buy more and it'll fit all our hay perfectly. But yeah, so that's pretty much, I don't know if you could understand that, what our plans are, but hey, I'm sure you got a brief idea of what we're doing. So, I mean, there's nothing really else to say. So the stables are going to be open all the time, and the horses are going to have 24/7 access to them, which means they can just walk in and out if they please. Not the only time they'll ever be locked in the stables is if there's really bad weather and like a dangerous situation where they need to be locked in stables, or maybe before I'm taking them to a show. But they're never really going to be locked in there. It's mainly just so they can go in and out of there when they want, because this paddock here does not have a shelter, which is why we're building them. So the other paddock that they're in at the moment has a little run-in shed that they can go in whenever they want, which is great, but there's no shelter here. They have this shaded area here under this tree, and depending on the time of day up the back, they can go in the shade over there. So it's not like they are stuck in the sun, but you know, we still want to have a little covered area for them, just to, if they want to get away from the weather at times. That is better than trees. So then when they're in this paddock, they'll have access to our stables, and when they're in the other paddock, they have their run-in shed, so they'll always have shelter, which is just what we want. So the actual construction of the stables will be started in a couple weeks, but right now it's mainly just taking down the cubby house and getting all our materials ready. So I'll catch up with you guys this afternoon after Dad and I do a bit more work on the cubby house. Okay guys, so it is now this afternoon, and as you can see, the cubby house has been taken apart a bit more. All the balcony, like the rails on the balcony is gone. The ladder is undone, but we haven't taken it out of the concrete yet. The side panels, Dad is taking apart the roof now, so we'll be able to take the roof off very shortly. So the roof is now off, and on putting it up against the fence here, so it looks real naked now, and it's so bright. So now we just have to take all these down and the balcony and get all the posts out of the concrete in the ground, and then it's ready for the stables to go in. And as I said, we'll be rebuilding this to put Lucid in at a later stage. The sun's setting now. It's getting dark.
Can those bats...
Literally just undoing a couple of bolts.
Alright, can those bats inside get wet, Damien?
There's an old doll up here. That's totally fine.
That was here when we came.
It's only fine.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if it gets
Hey
wet.
Kyle.
You sure?
Put it. There's no room anywhere inside.
In the shed.
In the garage?
No, the shed where you near with the lawnmower and that is.
Oh, in there?
Kyle.
Yeah, well, could have suppose you want to do that.
Probably.
All the walls are off, so the cubby house is pretty much taken down apart from the balcony now.
Room in there though, Joe.
So we got rid of all the rubbish that was inside the cubby house, apart from a chair and table and some swings. So now all the concrete has been like dug out, so the legs are just sitting in the holes. The bridge is now out as well, and now we are taking off this plank of wood here.
What's that? Now, how?
Disgusting old table that was in the cubby house. Charlie says he likes it.
I've just got things in it here. Just a little bit. Going to slide real easily. That's the thing. Oh no, that should be right. Don't worry, Jay. I think we got it. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay, just pull your end round. Just a turn. Yep. That'll do. Because I'm going to have to go in there.
So, as you can see,
Side will do.
this, the balcony is now off, which means all we have to do is take these out, which is really easy because all the concrete has already been dug out. I'm weak though and can't really lift it. Oh, there we go. With one hand, but so now we just need to move these, take them out of the holes and put everything
Where are you putting it?
somewhere, and then we can start building, which won't be started until a week or so later once we have all our materials.
Push it to you.
Are you helping, Charlie? You helping?
That's it, no more. I got a little bit of leeway to push towards the fan. I can come a little bit here, that's right.
Junk!
Yep.
Charlie!
Not quite.
They should have slipped up.
So we just have it leaning against my future tack shed now, which means we can't get in, but we don't need to get in. And it won't fall because it is propped up against the fence there, and the wind will be more likely to come from the houseway because there's less trees, and this way we have a lot of trees and wind breakage, so it will be fine. Plus it's really heavy. So everything is pretty much gone now apart from the table and chair. Of course the holes are there and just the pieces of concrete from what held the cubby house in, and we've moved everything to there, in and outside. So that's pretty much it until we start building. Yay!